everyone, welcome to Alice Yum World. Today I'm going to teach you a very common Chinese home cooked dish. It's called tomato with fried eggs. In Beijing dialect, it's called 西式炒鸡蛋. In Mandarin, it's called 西红柿炒鸡蛋. This dish is so common that every Chinese family knows how to cook it. But it also varies family to family. This is a typical thing about Chinese cooking, that it always varies when you cook the same dish. Some people may prefer saltier taste, then they will put more salt or soy sauce, while others prefer sweeter taste, then they put more sugar in it. So there's no standard way how you cook the same dish. Today, the version I'm going to teach you actually comes from my mom. So you can consider it as a Beijing home cooked style. And my mom cooks amazing Chinese cuisine. Every time when my foreign friends are just back from overseas, and if I'm also in Beijing, they just ask me if they can come to my parents' home to have a meal together, simply because they miss my mom's cooking. And my mom prepares a whole table of different cuisines, including tomato with fried eggs. And they love all of them. I also cooked the same dish when I was in Europe. Say Spain, Germany, UK, and Sweden. And all my friends there, they love it too. So I really hope you would love it in the end. Most importantly, this dish is vegetarian friendly. And if you use gluten-free light soy sauce, it can also be gluten-free dish. How amazing is that? So, are you ready? Let's start. So, to cook this simple dish, you only need loads of ingredients. We need good tomatoes, weight between 350 gram to 400 gram. If your egg is about 50 gram per one, then use 3 of them. 2 teaspoons light soy sauce. This one is gluten-free. Half teaspoon salt. Avocado oil or any vegetable oil, sunflower oil, rapeseed oil is all okay. But I choose avocado oil because it's much healthier when you cook in high temperature. Few grams of leeks. Here I choose 1 gram. Sugar. Just spread it a little bit. 100 milliliter water. Now let's cut the tomatoes. You want to first from the middle cut it. And you see the tail part, we need to cut it off like this. See? Same with this one. Now, we need to cut in this direction so that you can keep the tomato juice in there as much as possible, because that is the best part. I usually cut another angle again so that it's easier. The tomato out. Now, this tomato is done. Now, we're going to cut the leek. Remove the outer part. Get the fresh part. And then you just cut. Cut a little bit little. And put it in this. here's our leek. We can also prepare a spring onion for decoration in the end. So cut off here, and then you just cut like this. Make sure there's no water on them, otherwise they will be pili-pala in the oil pan. So here it is. One is the big leek, and then one is spring onion. So we will use them later. Let's handle the eggs. We need to whisk it. You can either choose a whisk like this in Western kitchen, or you can, like me, as a Chinese, use chopsticks. Use a chopstick to whisk the egg. Now it's done. Now the preparation is done. Let's cook. Before we cook the food, I want to introduce you what kind of tools we're going to use. First of all, is a wok pan, deeper wok pan like this. This wok pan you basically use for cooking every Chinese dishes. And the other tools is spatula. I prepared two different ones. One is for flipping over the eggs, much easier to do with that one. And the other one has much more space, and this is basically cook every Chinese dish we will use. And before frying the eggs, you will need to put a little bit of salt, like this. So, now let's start to wok them. First, put a little bit of oil. Turn on big flame. And wait until the oil is hot. And then we're first going to fry the eggs. Make sure the oil is everywhere. Now it's hot. Let's try to flip it over. I don't know if it's going to succeed. Cool. Yeah, more or less. See? They start to be expanded and become fluffy. And now we turn off the flame. So the egg is done. Now we're going to fry the tomato. Keep the oil and put a little bit more oil again. Yeah, maybe a little bit more. Yep. Use big flame. And there we go. Ooh. Oh, so use this one. See, you need to use this one so that it's easier to flip over. They start to come out the tomato juice. So now let's put water in. Ooh. So they have more juice come out. Let them boiling a little bit. Then you can put the egg in. Chop to small pieces, but not too small. Like this. And then change it to middle flame and put soy sauce. And salt. And the sugar. And mix them together. And now put a little bit leek, the big leek. Put them in. How much juice left? It's really up to you. Some people maybe want more juice, which is good to mix with rice. If you don't like it, you can let them elaborate more. I think this should be enough. So now this dish is done. Simple, isn't it? Now we just need to put the spring onion on them. Now that's how it looks like. It's pretty, isn't it? But I have to mention that when you're having Chinese food, as you all know, there's several dishes together. This dish considered to be a vegetable one, but they are usually having some meat dishes together with vegetable ones and rice to be a combo. And that is a complete Chinese meal at home. So, if you want to learn how to cook the meat dish, subscribe to the channel and see you next time. Bye bye!